Hello, heroes and villains. Welcome to Multiverse. Give me just 1 second so that I finish setting things up on my end. But you can see our friends right now are joining the group slowly but surely. So we already have quite a few people in the group. So if you want to join, send me a tell, and I will invite you to the group. Oh, wrong chat. Hello, good sir.
Hello. Holy crap, volume's loud. Hello.
Sorry, I'm still adjusting everything on my end.
Okay.
So how was your week, good sir?
It was alright. Just a bit tired.
I saw your message about that. What could you have done that made you so tired? Come on, that's impossible. You're a young man.
Yeah, work.
If work makes you too tired, you have to quit your job.
Nope.
Especially if it keeps you from playing DCUO. If it comes into the way, if it comes between you and DCUO, you have to quit your job. No choice.
Yeah, I agree. What are those gloves that Flash is wearing?
That seems to be, I forget.
Huh,
I've seen them
actually
before.
not,
I just can't remember where they come from.
not that bad looking actually.
Yeah, there's sadly there's not that many options to try to recreate the lightning around the gloves for our friend the Flash.
I really wish they'd just give us Flash gloves so we can make our own iconic styles, not use the ones they give us.
Yeah,
Oh well.
evil menu that lags. So it was pretty quick to fill out the group. So sorry guys if you want to join the group. It's a little too late, but we will go into the open world afterwards. Although I had a thought also, there's the Gods and Monster mission we could play to try to get the Zeus back piece. What say you, Mr. Ghost Rider?
I'd like to get that, yeah. I'd like to try, at least. I'm down.
So let us start with the Throne of the Dead, and we'll see afterwards.
Okay. Are we doing the event?
I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I didn't look at the at people's combat rating. Uh, I think we'll play the regular version. Everyone seems to be high enough to play the regular version, so we should be able to do that.
Okay.
And we'll have two tank, two healer. I'll be the solo troll, which should be okay, I think. Oh,
Yeah,
and
we got
let's
a
take
good
a quick look
amount.
at the chat. Hello, Mr. Eobard Thon. Hello, Nerdy Assassin. Hello, Neza. Yeah, they brought back the stabilizer mission for this week. So if you guys were missing that mission, now it's here for now.
I think
Hello,
it's because
Angel.
they heard a lot of people complaining about the stabilizers because of how like you don't get stabilizers in the last few days of the month because you run out of days. I think
Yeah.
it's because I think it's because people have been complaining about that, so do you want to give us a little bit more?
Well, the Maps had mentioned quite some time ago in the forums that they could bring it back from time to time. So, uh, so we could expect it to come back at various points. But yeah, people also have been complaining. In the last 10 days, roughly, all we get is fake tokens, which a lot of people were not too happy about.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, fate tokens are gonna be useless when you buy everything. So I mean,
Well, I suspect they will add they have to add new stuff to the
Prepare
Doctor Fate
yourselves.
vendor.
We face the god of death
yeah.
and the god of
But even
war.
then, once
This
you
will not be easy,
they
but
give
we
us new
must
stuff,
prevail.
we buy it all. Again, the tokens are useless again.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, hopefully they
So,
won't wait too long before adding new stuff.
Mother!
Like also there's stuff like the Doctor Fate helmet that some people probably missed out on. They're supposed to add that to the Fate vendor eventually, so curious to see what's gonna happen with that.
yeah, me too.
Hello, Dominic. Hello, Angel. Hello. Oh, I already said hello to Yo Bard, I'm pretty sure. Oh, Niza says that he reached CR. Oh, I wasn't looking. See what happens when I read the chat.
I'm
So,
invincible.
so Niza is saying you reach combat rating 308. Of course you are. Ah, and we're
Okay.
locked out. Oh, I'm so sad now. unless you think you can play the mission solo, you're gonna have to.
Hold on. I think I think I can kill them.
Okay.
I think I can.
Yeah.
I have ads on my side.
That's alright, Yobard. I think none of us were really paying attention.
Now
One.
you'll pay.
Oh, it's my
Life is one crushing defeat after another until you
For Hera!
then it gets bad.
If you can defeat the ads by yourself, that's fine. But if it'll take you 45 minutes, maybe you should just go down.
Yeah, I'm considering it. Yeah. I'll just go
You'll
down.
regret that.
I'll just stay there.
Hera.
Hello,
protect
hee
me.
hee.
Too many of them.
Yeah, I suppose. So take two.
Sure. Yeah, my character
going
doesn't do
down.
damage. He only takes damage.
Well, I guess ideally we. Is there a way so that we cannot? We pulled everyone. It doesn't matter. I was wondering if maybe we could pull just a few of them at a time, but I suppose not.
You kind of all get attracted if you don't do it at the right time enough. You gotta like make sure they're not near each other.
That's alright, Goldfire. There's always next week. Sorry, Mystery Chaos. That's okay. You can come back. Again, there's next week. We go live every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys gonna be here today, it's alright. We'll be here again.
Ares, Hades, reveal yourselves and answer for this.
Hello, YT Huza.
Waiting for a guest. I've always appreciated her subtlety, Uncle. But as enchanting as I find your demand for blood...
Oh,
Diana,
Yobarthon is asking,
you're
do you
on a
guys know who
schedule.
Zarathos is?
Well,
I'm gonna let you answer
whatever
that.
you had planned,
Zarathos?
consider it canceled.
Well, I mean, I should know.
You have to know, you're
Considering-
Ghost Rider. If you don't know, I'll be very disappointed.
So, pretty much the angel or the spirit of vengeance
You
pretty much.
challenge the god of war?
that is Ghost Rider himself.
Hera, guide my attack.
Feel the thirst for war.
I was thinking of using that name instead of Ghost Riders, but I was like, I don't think we should. Not maybe people would know who he is, you know, if I use that name.
Well, it could be good for that if somehow you want to tweak your Ghost Rider or use a character that is not so much like Ghost Rider, so people would know that you're cheating. But yeah, if you're really dead set into playing Ghost Rider, yeah, you may as well stay Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Pain has no meaning
And I like having the S on my name because I can do multiple versions of Ghost Rider too. You know?
Sure.
I can be Johnny Blaze, I can be Danny, I could be what's his name there? Caleb, I could be anyone, you know?
It could be Atomic Skull.
No.
Come on, he's Ghost Rider with a green flame.
No. Never.
Ah,
Strike me!
you're so mean to poor Atomic Skull.
I don't hate him. I just don't like him.
It was pretty cool in that. He did appear a few times in the Justice League animated show.
Did he?
Yeah, there's this cage fight at some point between him and Wildcat in one of the episodes.
I don't remember that. I have to go look it up later.
I think that was the first time we saw him in the show, and then after that we saw him a couple of times, like as a background character or something like that. But it was a pretty good episode.
My favorite episode from the Justice League there, the animated show, was definitely the Felix Faust one, where Felix Faust goes to Themyscira and kind of stones everyone. I like that one. And then you meet Hades for the first time. That was my favorite.
Strike me.
Oh, our friend Jeffrey Lane is here. Hello, Jeffrey. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat too much. Jeffrey's asking, how much dominance does one need to put a boss in Ice Block? It depends. There's some bosses that normally you would have to look into the on-duty menu and to see the required dominance that the mission requires. But there's some bosses that are not affected anyway, so I'm not sure. Depending on which boss you're talking about, there's some bosses that you cannot crowd control or encase or stuff like that. If it's a big boss, you probably cannot do it anyway. If it's a smaller boss or
there is no return.
yeah, I guess a smaller boss, you might be able to do it. But as a rule of thumb, you can't really do that to bosses. Oh, did you say something, Mr. Flashpoint?
I was trying to send a trade to you, but it won't let me.
Nope, no trade for you. Keep your crap. We'll trade after if you want. I just have trade off by default because people keep on spamming trade and group invite. So if I leave it on, I keep on getting spam.
Oh, good. Good in the hood. I don't think it's worth it anyways. It was just a joke thing I was gonna send you.
Disney Plus Day was a mixed bag, I guess, and Disney took quite a hit for the past few days. Their stocks is going down the drain.
Is it?
Oh yeah, yesterday they went down by $17 a share, and this morning they were down by $4 more. And I didn't look at the rest of the days. I assume they kept on going down, but I have to admit I didn't look at a bit later. As for Moon Knight, yeah, I'll try to see if I can come up with a video about our friend Moon Knight. Sorry, Mr. Ghost Rider, you were saying?
I was just wondering why that is, if you happen to know.
There's a whole bunch of reasons. Their last 3 movies underperformed and are going to lose money. Disney Plus is pretty much not growing as much as they hoped it would for various reasons. But also, a lot of their initial numbers were a bit artificially inflated. Like some people would get Disney Plus for free if they would subscribe to certain cell phone services. So and also they have a lot of subscribers from India, and basically Disney Plus I think is $5.99 or something like that in the US, but in India it's like they pay that much for like a whole year of Disney Plus. So even though they have a lot of subscribers in India, they barely get a few pennies from each subscribers every month. And of course their Marvel game, their Avengers Marvel game, which lost money, and even now a year later they still did not recoup that money.
Oh, the funny thing, when I bought my new computer, they gave away the game for free.
See, exactly. So that is not good.
Nope.
So
and you know what's funny too? Is I saw the new trailer for the Spider-Man update, whatever, that everyone for the game.
Sure.
And just the trailer alone got terrible reviews.
Actually, I thought it was. I kind of liked it. I'm not sure why people. I know that. Well, some people are really unhappy about the game. You know how some people think that DCUO is dead. It's as
Yeah.
bad for the Marvel game. Even worse because in that case, it actually might be true. So there's let's say a lot of naysayers that are not too happy about the game. So yeah, I can see them letting go their frustration after seeing that trailer. But personally, I kind of liked the trailer. I thought the costume looked great. I liked the voice acting. So I have to admit, I haven't. Once in a while, I'll log in. I'll play for like 10 minutes, and then I stop playing. But I have to admit, this is the one thing that might bring me back a bit to that game, at least to play the Spider-Man part.
See, me personally, I found the Spider-Man was kind of sluggish in there, in my opinion. He felt really slow.
Could be. Well, again, this was a cinematic. We didn't really see gameplay, so I'm curious to see gameplay-wise how the character will play.
Same, cause yeah, in the I don't know, he seemed like just like a normal acrobat person. He didn't seem really spectacular, you know. It just didn't seem, I don't know, like he was a superhuman, you know.
Sure.
Seemed like a gymnast.
And also, there's not that many tall buildings in the Avengers game, so people are wondering how is he going to swing from building to building if the buildings are like 2 stories tall.
Yeah, that's true.
But again, I'm curious to see the gameplay. Like right now, we saw the cinematic, and the cinematic was nice enough. I'm just curious to see the gameplay, and also I'm curious to see which costume we will have access to, and sadly, which costume they will put behind the paywall.
I'm hoping. Have you seen the what's called the newer Spider-Man game though, with like the Venom and everything in it?
I saw the trailer, but I haven't seen much about it.
I'm hoping, which it'd be stupid for them not to do it, that they give us a symbiote suit, man.
Oh yeah, that would be nice. And there's a lot of things that would be nice, but as you know, it's always a matter of what they decide to give us, and also what their license allows us to get. Sadly, sometimes some of the restrictions we seems to be a license issue. Like it could be that sometimes they did not purchase a full license, so they can only give us whatever they licensed.
That makes sense.
You are.
Ah, come on, I was teleported again. I'm so sad. Hello, Irish. Yo, Barthon is saying the Iron Spider MCU suit will probably be behind the paywall. Yeah, probably. Jeffrey is saying Insomniac is slowly doing the Marvel Universe. They have a Wolverine game coming, and they're saying that the Spider-Man 2 will be coming OP online.
What I want to see, I mean, it's very hard to do because there's so many characters and there's so many advanced mechanics in the game. But I would like to see a game that is as high quality as Insomniac Spider-Man, but gives us all like a bunch of different characters from Marvel to play with, you know, not just Spider-Man.
Yeah, that would be nice, but
It'd be difficult though.
well, what we really need, I think, is a Marvel game like the DCUO. We need a Marvel Universe Online, basically. And
I guess.
I don't think they're willing or come on. And I don't think they're really willing to give us that kind of game, or they're willing to invest to give us that kind of game.
I think they're afraid to go into an MMO world. I really think they're afraid because they get close to making MMOs all the time, but they don't make it a full MMO. That's the problem.
Well, as I was playing, the last time I played the Marvel game, the Avengers game, all I could think of is that it was sad that we did not have an area like oh, I got the Mask of Omnipotence.
You need not fear these
Ooh, nice.
mortals, my dear uncle.
So I was sad that we did not get an open world like Gotham or Metropolis. There's no such thing in the Avengers game.
You're despicable.
I know.
It's all
You would
instance
do
missions.
anything for power.
That's what I've always found most
Sucks.
attractive about him.
Like,
Circe, I'm
It's
not
like they
surprised
know
you'd
how to
show up
make an
to a
MMO
party
game, but they don't
uninvited.
want to give it to us, you know?
I didn't want to miss all
Well,
the
they probably don't want
fun.
to spend the money needed
My
to
dear,
properly
the
make
best
such a
is
game.
yet to
Already,
come.
the Avengers game did cost a lot of money. From what I understand, they're like
Princess. Mommy dearest is a
they
crucial
they're
part
losing
of our
like 50
plan.
million on that game.
Isn't she, Aries?
So it
Our
must have cost
plan?
them at least
Don't be
twice as much
ridiculous,
just for
sweetie. Why
just for a
else would
game.
I cozy
So
up to the queen of the Amazons? Now that you've deposed dear
so if they had,
uncle,
let's say, to spend
you know
100
you
million
want
to make the Avengers
Johnny.
game, odds are they would
This
have to
could be
spend maybe
interesting.
twice as much for an MMO,
Grab her. Let's go.
and
Yeah,
odds are
and
they're
MMOs
probably
that
not
usually
willing
have
to.
a long lifespan, so you gotta be, if you're gonna make an MMO, you gotta be dedicated to keep it up for years, you know?
Sure.
I've had enough of this. I
'Cause
will move
the-
heaven and earth
the
to
fan
rescue
base,
my mother. And I
It'll
know
be
you've
big at
got
the
my
start,
back.
and it's just gonna keep decreasing over time, but then you'll get a steady line of dedicated players, you know? That's the thing with an MMO. All the games, all of them are like that.
So that wasn't too bad. We had a false start, but overall it was okay.
There you go.
So let's see if we can cure for gods and monsters. What say you?
Sure.
If the menu allows me to, evil menu. Sorry, Irish. Right now the group is full. Sadly, on the hero side, as much as on the villain side, it took us forever to get a. Actually, last time we did not even manage to get a group together. On the hero side, it takes barely a few minutes, and the group is full most of the time. And why the menu doesn't really want to work?
Hmm.
So let us try gods and monsters, and let's see if at least one of, hopefully, at least one of us will get the Zeus back piece.
Hopefully, is it rare?
I don't know how rare it is. I haven't played the mission, so
Well, maybe Obsidian Chill should make a video about that. How rare it is.
maybe you should. But the only I was thinking of buying it on the broker, so I'll probably try to play the broker this weekend and buy it from the broker. I saw it as cheap as 150 million, so hopefully I'll stick around to that price and I'll be able to buy it this weekend. We shall see.
I feel like
Oh,
that would actually
Yo
be very
Barton is
helpful.
saying he played it 72 times, and he's saying it is rare. And Isa is asking
Yeah.
what's the time in our country. Right now it's 5:30 p.m.
Yep.
Oh, I think I missed a few chats. Jeffrey's mentioning the Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction game was amazing too.
It was alright.
Earbard, yeah, is saying the menu has been laggy lately. Guardian Angel, thoughts on the Twilight film books? I'm not a fan. I'm not a Twilight fan. I wouldn't say I hate them, uh, because I understand that these are not made for me at all. But I'm not really not a fan of that kind of stuff.
I'm with you on that.
The one that there was a meme that was pretty funny where you see Bella and Edward in the foreground, and behind you see Blade, and there was this caption saying how Twilight should have ended. That was that was probably the only one thing I liked about Twilight. Imagining what if Blade took care of business. But I'm not a Twilight fan. Twilight is not for me. From what I understand, the ironically enough, their big audience was like a 50-year-old Twilight moms were fantasizing about Edward and I forget the name of the other guy, Jacob. So, which was a bit weird because it basically was 40-year-old women fantasizing about 16-year-old boys. And if you were to reverse the roles and make a man fantasizing about 16-year-old girls, uh, people wouldn't go for that. But the opposite is sadly some people didn't have an issue with the opposite.
It's kind of funny though. But it's at the same time, same thing too. There was also a lot of 15-year-old girls that were into that too, though.
Yeah, but the first Twilight didn't make money. It actually lost money. The reason why
Did
they
it?
actually made a Twilight 2 is that because of the Twilight moms. These pretty much saved the franchise.
Hmm.
So and then it exploded from there. But with the first one, when it was just basically the core audience seeing the movie, it didn't really work all that well. I assume it's with once the movie got it into DVD and the Twilight moms finally saw the thing then it exploded.
Hmm.
Your both Tony is saying nobody is buying anything I sell. Odds are, Yobard, you're selling it too high a price. You have if you put something in and it's not selling, you're asking too much for it. You have to lower your price. Oh, Green Hall. Oh, let's see. Oh, did I forget to do something and be like, come on. Holy crap. We're waiting for Spore 1. Spore 1.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll give him 30 more seconds, and if Spore 1 doesn't answer, we'll get someone else. So let's go back for the chat a bit.
Is that supposed to be a headless Mysterio?
Uh, well, yeah, the color scheme does suggest that. So yeah, it could be it. Oh, I guess the aura creates the dome for the head.
Interesting.
That's all I can think of. Otherwise, I don't get it.
See, I think putting just a material on Spindrift helmet would be better, personally.
I agree. I agree.
Looks good though, but yeah, that's the only thing I would do.
Holy crap, the menu is terrible. I guess no choice. We're gonna have to kick Spore 1. Sorry, buddy. And there's Batman Rebirth who asked to come in, so we're gonna invite him. And I guess we're gonna have to recur again.
Be right back.
Sure. So while we wait a bit, let's take a quick look at some of the chats. Underworld should be in the MCU with Blade. Yeah, that could be a nice bit to have. They wanted to do a Blade Underworld movie before. Yeah, that would be a good. Well, it would be a good mix, but it would have been a good mix with Wesley Snipes and the Kate Beckinsale version. And now they have I forget the name of the new guy that they hired to play Blade, the one who was in the Luke Cage series. Not too crazy about him. Some people seems to like him, but The one time I liked him was in House of Cards. I thought he was actually pretty good in House of Cards, but other than that, I can't say I was
Circe, you
really
cannot
too
defeat
impressed with
Typhon on
this
your own, no
actor.
matter how strong your lust for
And
revenge.
I have a hard time
As
seeing him as
much as it
Blade.
pains me, we must work together. Don't let your pride doom us all.
What if Batman started killing
Oh,
people in the main
save the
continuity?
lecture,
Nah, it
Diana.
would go against
I
the
know
character.
my own best
I wouldn't be
interests.
surprised if they do it
Now,
at some
are you
point,
going to
but
continue to try and save
if they do
me
that,
for
they're going to break the
myself?
character.
Or
Although
shall we
an
go
argument
take
could be
this
that they've
fight
already
to
broken the
Typhon?
character quite some time ago.
By Hera, you are impossible. But you are right. Before we can fight Typhon, we need a weapon.
Clearly. And a formidable one at that.
Will the lightning bolt of Zeus be formidable enough for you, Circe? Other
Yeah,
than
but
his
they
crown, it is the
even
most
assuming that the
powerful
Wesley
weapon
Snipe
known.
blade still exists in the Marvel universe, they're already dead set into replacing him.
You don't say. That's why we're here.
Fire is good overall.
Oh man, I'd love to see Snake come back.
I'd love it too. I know that some people will probably say he's getting old, but
Nah.
I don't know. Last time I saw him, he seemed fine. Obviously, I'm sure he cannot do the stunts he was doing as a younger man, but they could, if they could use Christopher Lee in Star Wars, they can use Wesley Snipes as Blade still. I haven't seen the latest Young Justice, no.
See, here's the thing. There's something called stunt doubles, and there's also something called deep faking, so they can easily do it.
Sure. Someone is asking my opinion on Free Guy. I have no opinion. I haven't seen the movie. The trailer seems fun enough, but I've seen enough trailers that were misrepresenting of the movie that I wouldn't judge Free Guy just from the trailers. Nisa,
I'll tell you
if
this right
Middle
now.
Part 1 makes your game crash, I'm not sure what to suggest.
I'll tell you this right now, Free Guy. It's an interesting movie. I wouldn't say it's good, super good, and I wouldn't say it's terrible. It's just got very interesting concept behind it. It's a mix. It is a comedy, but it's kind of like a romance thing there. But it's kind of like a weird romance.
Yeah, it looks like a romantic comedy from some of the trailers. It looks like the alpha female who's good at everything, and the beta male who's trying to keep up with her. But it does seem funny. Ryan Reynolds is charming enough, and somehow whenever he puts his ad videos on YouTube, even though I don't drink gin, but whenever he puts a new gin ad for his aviation gin, I still watch it.
Yep. Almost everything of Ryan Reynolds I watch for some reason. I don't know why. It's entertaining, you know.
Yeah, he's a fun guy overall. I understand that some people don't really like him, but I'm not one of them, I guess. Can you do a Viltrumite style? I did make a video. I did make Omni-Man in one of my Invincible video. If you search for Invincible, I think I have a video where I do create Omni-Man. So that's probably the closest I did to a Viltrumite.
I'd like to see that. I'll have to look it up. But do you have other, like, more than one suit though, or?
Not sure. It's been a while since I made that video. But yeah, I could probably make a follow-up video with some Viltrumite looks. Or even adding Kid Omni-Man or something.
Invincible there, yeah.
Joseph is asking, server EU PS4 off? I have no idea. If the servers are offline, I couldn't be able to tell you. I play on the US PS4. Guardian Angel is asking, is it easier to buy the Green Lantern emblem from the Booster Gold or from the broker? It depends. If you can play the broker, it's probably easier on the broker. But for Booster Gold, all you really need to do is save up your quarks. And it's like 500 quarks, so it maybe a little pricey for some people, but it's not that expensive. Like if you had to spend the 5,000 quarks, I would tell you definitely buy it from the broker. But at 500 quarks, you can probably gather that if you play the long game. No,
500
I did
quartz
not
is
read
easy.
any Marvel Dark Age comics. Sorry, good sir.
I was just saying 500 quartz is easy.
Yeah.
Especially as a member.
Jeffrey Lane is saying Ghostbusters should be cool. In theory, it could be cool, but you never know. They seem to be focusing a lot on the kids. Basically, it's going to be kids Ghostbusters. I'm not too crazy about that part. Even when I was a kid, I wasn't into things like the Goonies or. Ironically enough, I kind of liked the Goonies, but I liked it when I saw it later in my mid-late 20s. When I was a kid, the Goonies, I had no interest in something like that. So seeing that they're going to make basically a kid Ghostbusters, I have mixed feelings about that.
See, Ghostbusters has always been, what's it called, kind of like I was trying to aim towards an audience for children anyways, so for them to use the children actors, it doesn't bother me, because it's for children mainly anyways. You
Well, the
know?
first one wasn't really for children, but then they made the cartoon, and somehow the people behind Ghostbusters did seem to think that it was for children, and then for Ghostbusters 2, they did aim it at children a bit more, or a lot more. So yeah, I suppose they turned it into a children franchise, but I'm not into that. So that's the one caveat I guess I would have. But so far I've heard a lot of good stuff about the movie, so we'll see. Jeffrey Lane is saying they should have added the Avengers 1 million BC and Eternals with Odin and the original Ghost Rider and Black Panther. Jeffrey, you hit the nail on the head. They could have done something like that to make the movie more palatable for the Marvel fans. But you can tell from everything we saw so far, they had no intention of doing that. You could almost argue that they made a Marvel movie and they were aiming it at anyone but the Marvel fans.
Which one is it, sorry?
The Eternal.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Juice is asking, can you help me get the Zeus back piece? You have two options, Juice. Either you play the mission that we're playing right now to get the back piece as a random drop, assuming you are lucky, or you're gonna have to buy it from the broker. Short of buying it for you, there's nothing I can really do to help you. Sorry about that. Jeffrey Lane is saying Ghostbusters could be cool if they mix it with a Stranger Things type of horror. Well, that's some people have concerns about that. They think some of the people that are complaining a bit about Ghostbusters are complaining that they're trying to make it into another Stranger Things. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I did not see anything about Secret Invasion, unless you're talking about the comics, Jeffrey. Yeah, I saw those comics way back when. But I know there's a lot of rumors about the upcoming Secret Invasions, I guess, events in the Marvel movies, but I haven't seen anything about that. Your Berthon is saying, who you gonna call? Well, obviously Ghostbusters. Guardian Angel is asking, do you think you'll obtain 1 million subs? Guardian Angel, we're close to 22,000 subs as we're recording this. I never thought I would reach that point. When I started making those videos, I had no expectations. And the first 2 years, the channel was growing pretty slowly. It took me like 2 years to be able to get 1,000 subs. Although I've seen other channels where some people took 3, 4, 5 years to reach 1,000 subs. So usually I use that to not be too sad about that. But 1 million subs, who knows? Maybe in 10 years if I'm still making content, maybe. But I would strongly doubt it. Like the DCUO, the official DCUO channel has like 100,000 subs. So if I reach that point, I'll probably be a happy guy. I wouldn't mind reaching 1 million, but I don't
think if you're gonna reach more, you're gonna have to branch out.
Well, I would probably have to cover multiple games.
Yeah, because this game's community, in terms of being social, is very small.
You're going down.
If you want something big, if you want to make it bigger, you'd have to go with something trendy, you know, like everyone else. And that's unfortunate, you know. Even if you don't like it, it's the only way of actually growing huge,
Well,
you know.
the only thing that could probably help is we're gonna get the Gotham Knights game. So if I start covering that, that could help increase the channel,
Yep.
increase the size of the channel. But if I was to make, let's say I started making videos about the Avengers game, I would probably lose a whole bunch of subs. The Marvel fan base and the DC fan base seems really divided. And if you cover one fan base, if you try to cover both fan base, you'll end up pleasing no one.
Yeah.
Already, I did the evil sin of using the Wolverine when I started making my DC Universe Online videos, and I quickly learned that it was a mistake.
I'm trying to bring all these bosses away from the Phoenix.
No, sure. Like already having the Ghost Rider, I probably should kick you out of the group, but I'll make an exception.
Hey,
But yeah, I could. I don't think I could cover other games, but if I think I could cover other DC games to try to grow the channel. So I might do that once we get other DC games that are worth covering, I guess.
yeah. Well, yeah. Well, actually, you know what's something? Just a feeling. I have a feeling that we're going to be doing a lot more things related to Batman Who Laughs in the future. And so, if you can get on the wagon of making Batman Who Laugh videos, yeah, now you might be able to get in the algorithm in the future. This is just a feeling, because Batman Who Laughs is starting to slowly get more popular over time. That's just something I've been noticing. So it might be a good idea to invest in him now.
Well, I thought that when I made Batman Who Laughs video. I even made a couple of videos at the time. I think I made a Shazam Who Laughs and something else, and it didn't have the response I was hoping for. But I might give it another try.
The algorithm might change in the future though, and it might, because I've seen people where they make videos of something in the past doesn't get any more very many views, and then all of a sudden it becomes a big trend like 5-10 years later on, you know, and then all of a sudden that same video gets like 50 times more views than what it had before, you know, out of nowhere. So it could be worth getting into now.
I'll give it a try. And our friend Batman Rebirth is saying that he loves both Marvel and DC. Sadly, that seems to be the minority. Way back when I was a young whippersnapper, we loved everything. We loved Marvel, we loved DC, we loved Dark Horse. Like if you were a comic fan, you were pretty much a fan of any comics. Sadly, for the past I would say 10 years, because I would say probably I would blame the movies, I guess, for that.
Yeah.
The fan base has been really divided, and they've been really extreme. There's extreme Marvel fans, there's extreme DC fans, and the overlap doesn't seem to be what it used to be. We see it also with the Eternals. Like there's pretty much everyone agrees that the Eternal movie is not a good movie, but there's a small faction of rabid Marvel fans who are defending the movie tooth and nail, and who are pretty much calling everyone who is talking against the movie trolls or haters. And ironically enough, we have pretty much the same thing happened when we had the Batman versus Superman movie. The DC fans were defending the movie tooth and nail, but pretty much everyone in the mainstream didn't like the movie.
I didn't like it.
So
I love Batman versus Superman. Like, I love the Dark Knight story, you know? And I didn't like it.
So sadly, trying to cover Marvel and DC on the same channel is most likely a mistake. I guess I'm sure there are exceptions. Like there's channels like Variant Comics that covers comics, and yeah, they can probably afford to cover both Marvel and DC. But for a gaming channel, I don't think it would be a good idea. Thank you,
Like,
Guardian Angel.
There's one channel I watch once in a while. I forget what his name's called, but he covers everything Batman Arkham related. Like, literally everything you can think of. And he does a couple other things on another channel. It covers other DC stuff, and it kind of helped him grow actually.
Samuel G is asking, guys, how do I get the win casino tokens? You have to play the Flashpoint missions, Samuel. So play missions from the Flashpoint DLC, and you'll get those win casino tokens.
Who are we fighting? Minotaur?
Sorry?
Yeah, we're fighting Minotaur next, eh? Yeah.
BVS has a lot of issues, Jeffrey. I understand. If you like it, that's fine. Personally, I love, there's a movie I love, The Phantom. I understand that there's like probably 3 of us in the world who actually love that movie. But, so I understand if there's people who love Batman versus Superman, but there's a lot of things wrong with that movie. And I remember when I saw the movie, the first 10, 15 minutes, I didn't understand why people were saying the movie was no good, because at first I thought, oh, this seems like it's going to be pretty good. And then after a while, it went downhill from there.
See, the Batman vs Superman movie could have been divided into 4 parts, because it's 2 stories in one. It's Doomsday versus Superman, and it's Batman vs Superman. And both of those stories can be divided into 2 different parts. So making it 4 parts, basically.
That's one of the issues. A lot of the movie is a mess because they tried to do too much in one movie. They should have made a Batman vs Superman movie, and then maybe another movie for the death of Superman. But they tried to cram everything into one movie.
That was a mistake.
Like honestly, they could have easily done it into 4 movies, easily.
Oh yeah. But they didn't have the patience to do that. They were too much in a hurry to try to get their Avengers game. Because their Avenger movie. They wanted to do Batman versus Superman and then quickly move on to Justice League. Basically they were trying to catch up to Marvel, and they were trying to do too much within one movie. And it ended up biting them in the backside. And Marvel did the same mistake. With Iron Man 2, Marvel tried to cram too much into Iron Man 2 to try to set up the stage for Avengers.
Not as bad though. It wasn't as bad.
Well, they had the success of Iron Man 1 to... like, people were very happy with Iron Man. So that minimized the damage, I guess, with Iron Man 2. Personally, I loved Iron Man 2, but I'm one of the few.
But I like them all, to be honest.
But with BVS, they had already had Man of Steel that was, let's say at the very least, controversial.
Yep.
And the movie didn't help.
You'll pay.
I didn't realize the God of Monsters was so dramatic.
Come on, let's go.
Okay.
That is true, Guardian Angel. You can't please everyone.
The power of Zeus's lightning bolt is incredible.
Your Berthon is saying he needs a monitor pen style. Yeah, it's a nice style.
Your will is strong.
Your Berthon got a tier 2 Phoenix. I'm green with envy. And that's also why I wanted to play this mission, to try to either get the Zeus back piece or the Phoenix pet. So
shall not last long.
So hopefully at least some of us guys will get that. But if you already got the Phoenix pet, then I guess my plan is working. That's alright, Yobard. Selling on the broker. People often ask, how can you make money in this universe online? That is how. Now you got a nice pet that you can sell on the broker for at least a few bucks.
Probably worth quite a bit of money, I would imagine.
Yeah, especially if you can get the tier 3, but the tier 3 comes from the elite version, I think. But the tier 2 should be valuable as well.
I don't know if it's going to be as valuable as it would have been before, because right now this is
It's the one mission that
Um,
people are spamming over and over. So yeah, the value
yeah.
will probably go down. But I checked a bit earlier today. It was still fairly valuable.
Okay.
Samuel G is asking, is there a way to get the enhanced Red Lantern emblem without the broker and booster gold? Sadly, Samuel, at the very least, you're gonna have to get it from booster gold, or you're gonna have to get it from the broker. You have no choice on that. Oh yeah, Jeffrey, Iron Man 3 was a big letdown. I have to agree on that front.
I
As
like
much
them
as I
all.
love Iron Man, the third one, I was. Oh, someone started the fight, I guess. Yeah, I'm not too much of a fan of the MCU Spider-Man movies. I liked the first one. I liked it well enough the first time I saw it, and then when I tried to watch it again, I realized that it was one of those movies that I don't want to watch again. And
See,
from the one Far Away from Home, I hated that one.
see, what I don't understand. I mean, this isn't. I mean, maybe it's just me. Maybe you'll agree. Maybe you won't. See, I don't understand why people love Tom Holland so much. Like, yeah, he's a good actor, okay, but I don't think he's the greatest Spider-Man though.
Well, all I can
No.
think of is probably the teenage girls like him. That's all I can think of.
Work together to chain Zeus's lightning bolts from
You know,
me to
I don't know. I don't think he's the greatest Spider-Man, but apparently a lot of the people do.
He's all right, but yeah. So we have to
My
make a
favorite will
chain.
always be Toby.
It's been a while since I've been here, so
Toby will be my favorite.
oh yeah.
Always.
Well, always is a long time, so who knows? Maybe in 10 years we'll get an even better Spider-Man than Toby.
Athena, I seek
No,
your aid
it's pretty hard to beat him. I like him. See, I found what's the other one there? Andrew Garfield, whatever. His name
I
was?
hate that one.
I thought he was too emo.
Oh yeah, too emo.
Way
Too.
too-
They tried to make him a skater as opposed to a nerd, and there's so many things wrong with the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. I can't even begin.
You think you are worthy to fight
He seems so depressed.
Guardian Angel is asking your thoughts on Endgame. I have mixed feeling about Endgame. I like some of it, but I hated most of it. And it's a very depressing movie. That's the best I can qualify it. For Andrew Garfield, I didn't like him as Spider-Man either. The one thing I really enjoyed about the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man was the costume in Amazing Spider-Man 2. That's probably the best costume we saw on screen, and the most faithful to the comic, I would say, or to the classic version of the comic.
Well, besides a few minor things, like there's a few linings and a few things that kind of seemed eh. But yeah, I'd say it was pretty close though.
but an annoying scratch.
Like he had a stripe on the side of his leg if you didn't notice.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. And every time I see his pants, I just think he's wearing jogging pants now.
See, now because of you, I'll probably see that if I ever see the movie again. But again, I almost was tempted to go see it. Like the trailers, from the trailers, holy crap, the movie looked really good. And then I finally, and it's one of the few Spider-Man movies that I haven't seen in theaters. The first one was bad enough that when the second one came out, I did not go see it in the theaters. And then when I finally saw it, I was grateful because I hated it.
Yeah. Every time I see Andrew Garfield's pants from the Spider-Man suit, I just think of jogging pants now. Just that white, well not white stripe, it's just like red stripe right down the middle. The side of his leg.
Guardian Angel is saying apparently there's an alternate comic where Thanos won. I'm sure there's a What If comics. Well, I'm surprised they didn't. Did they do that in the What If TV series?
I never watched it.
I didn't watch it either. That's why I don't know if they did it or not.
I just don't seem interested in it, you know?
I'll release the lightning bolt's energy.
Yeah, I didn't want to watch that.
Where's the electricity?
The fury of a god.
Hera,
Is that
There
it?
you go.
I will release the lightning
I had to go
bolt's
back a
energy.
little bit because people were too far away from me. My phone is at half health, okay.
You're fine.
Batman's gonna die.
Oh, nose!
He's just standing there.
I thought we had 2 healers.
I thought so too. Just one. No, 2. No, we do. We have Multiverse Man and Bartholomew Allen.
Okay.
I've noticed that there's a lot of people out there dressing as you lately.
Dressing as? Sorry,
Like,
I didn't hear what you said. Dressing as?
As you lately. Like, I've been going around the Watchtower or House of Legends. I've been noticing a lot of people that have been copying some of your styles. Like some of the ones that you created in your videos and stuff.
Sure. At some point, some people were telling me also there was someone doing some sort of cosplay contest in the Watchtower that was pretending to be me.
Well,
You have courage to strike a god.
So I guess after a while,
You risk the fury of a god.
well,
I'm trying to remember if I
Honestly-
saw any other Obsidian Chill or...
I've seen back when he was around. You know Balkan there when he was around.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember seeing some people that would make names that were very similar to his.
But for Balkan, it's a bit tricky. You needed the Batman headpiece that they got for back from the hack.
Yeah.
I must regain my strength before I can unleash the lightning bolt again.
I guess for a Obsidian Chill, you would need the chest piece from survival mode. Although you can still use the chest piece, the tier 3 chest piece we can get. We have to form a chain, guys.
We already did it.
We did? Okay.
Yeah, that's why all the snakes respawn. Every time you do it, the snakes respawn.
Ah, evil snakes. Sorry guys if I'm not looking in the chat too much.
Leave me be.
That's alright, Bernita. We'll be here next week if you can join next week.
Well struck. Now,
The sad thing is we can only take 8 people in the group, and there's a lot of you guys out there right now. So it's getting, let's say, challenging to be able to get everyone.
you think you
What if we do something like where we only do instead of doing raids, we do maybe
Bounties?
once a month. We only do bounties. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose.
That way there everyone can be with us at all times.
Well, with that, we have the problem of the phase being full.
We just
Like-
go into the last phase, so that either the phase is only full of people that are part of the stream.
Okay, I guess we could try that.
Just no one ever goes to the last phase. Well, I mean, depends on the situation. But most of the time, the last phase is pretty much empty.
Well, after this mission, we could go play some bounties.
After this, I'm gonna go for a bit.
You can't. We have to go play some bounties.
I will eat some food. I'm starved.
Guardian Angel is asking your thoughts on the Green Lantern movie. Personally, I liked it. Yeah, there's some stuff I hated, like the
Athena.
I hated the parallax being a cloud.
Zeus's
Return.
light.
I still have a hard time. I can't believe that they did the same mistake. Already the Fantastic Four movie had made that mistake, so you would think that they would have been able to avoid that mistake for Green Lantern, but nope, they had to repeat the very same mistake.
I'm glad Zeus was still too
But
weak
I
to
kind of
join in
liked
this
I liked
battle. Seeing
Ryan
his
Reynolds as
crown
Hal
shattered
Jordan.
might have
I like
ended him.
when Tomar Reyes is
Crown
showing him how to
destroyed.
fly, how
Limits for
he's
fall to
happy, he's
strength
enjoying
and
having powers,
infighting.
and he's enjoying being able to
That may be
fly,
so.
which is something that's missing
Or
from
the
too
gods could
many
learn to put
superhero
aside their
movies.
petty
Too
squabbles
often
and
in superhero movies,
deceptions.
you see the guy who gains
Don't hold your
superpowers,
breath,
and
Diana.
somehow
You don't
he's
have to
bummed
be
about that.
a
He's going
seer,
all
goddess
emotes.
of
Oh,
wisdom,
why does
to
this
know
happen to me?
Olympians will
Oh, I
never
just want
play
to be
nice.
normal. No,
You're still
you would
here,
think that someone
Searson.
would enjoy getting superpowers, but from the movies, not really.
Freaking right, man. You know what power I'd love to have is time manipulation. That'd be awesome. You know?
Oh
Reverse
yeah.
time, fast forward time, freeze time, you know, age things, you know, unage things. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Well, even if it was just flying alone would be an awesome power to have.
Oh yeah.
Super strength alone would be an awesome power to have. Like there's so many
Or
powers that would be awesome to have, and somehow when they get powers in superhero movies, it's as if it's the worst thing in the world.
the super strength, I don't know because then you wouldn't know your strength at first, and you could destroy or hurt someone.
That's all right. After you hurt a few people, you get the hang of it.
You know, so that would kind of suck.
Okay, so I guess we'll go play the Wonderverse the Flashpoint bounties. Do you want to stick around or you're done for today?
I think I'm gonna be done for today. I'm gonna
Okay.
finish eating some food and then I'm gonna head off to bed. Tired.
So we wish you a good weekend, good sir.
Alright, and you too, and have a good night, everyone.
Oh, someone is saying you would destroy the timeline, Ghost Rider.
I
So
thought
see,
you would.
no time power for you.
Alright, I'll see you guys later.
Bye. Yeah, I understand, Jeffrey. Yeah, he was trying to be a bit too funny for Hal Jordan, but that was a minor nitpick. But for Deadpool, it was perfect.
Batman says you're the one to solve the situation we've got.
Hello, Cryptic Crusaders. So, guys, we're going to play the
I hate
Flashpoint, the
seeing all the
bounties,
chaos Flashpoint caused.
and let me
Do
tell
what
you
you can to set things
which
right.
phase we're in. Now, let's go to phase 4. So guys, we are going to play the Flashpoint bounties in phase 4. So if you want to come by, actually, oh, let's go to phase 5 then. So we are going to play the Flashpoint bounties in phase 5. So come and join
General
us.
won't destroy my city. Neutralizes PSYOP's forces.
Most of the goons left in Gotham are upstarts.
And it doesn't matter if you're heroes or villains, we're going to fight the same bounties for everyone.
It's related to a new passage through the multiverse.
I think you're Raiden. Yeah, the channel is still growing. Pretty happy about that.
Forces, as if Gotham didn't have enough to deal with.
Pretty good, Mr. Sugarman. Jeffrey's asking how many times you have to defeat Doomsday. I have to admit, I have no idea. It's at least 50 times. But Doomsday still give us marks and currency and stuff like that, so it's always worth it to defeat him, even if we don't really need him. Oh, we have a pretty cool Captain America here. You could look in the feeds. If I look in the feeds, I would probably see it. I would have to look it up. I think you're right in. It's much appreciated. That's okay, Sugar Man. Worst comes to worst, if you miss it, you can always watch the replay. Oh, your Barthon is saying the Phoenix is worth 14 million. So if you want to sell it, Eobard, you're gonna make you should be able to sell it for at least 10, 12 millions. Let's give a little thumbs up to our friend here. The only thing is missing is a star. But despite that, we can understand that he is Captain America. So guys, we're in Phase 5 of the Flashpoint Gotham open world map. So if you want to come and fight the evil Doomsday, right now over here it's 6:05. Cryptic Crusader is saying, I recently got back into the game and I've been having a lot of fun with it. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So I assume everyone who wants to be here is here, so let's get this party started.
This primordial monster is just a tool to take out you rogue freaks.
So, General had a wig when we all showed up and unleashed Doomsday. Not good. Nice.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, normally I start the stream at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, depending on where you are in the world, it's going to be a different time.
You eggheads better boost this power before I smash those speakers over your heads. Let's get some support on the ground.
Ah, Nootropic. If it's been a while since you played the game, yeah, there's probably a lot of new content that you never played before that now you can play. I have a friend who was like a year without playing, and when he came back, there was a whole bunch of new content for him. So yeah, I can understand. Yeah, Doomsday is hard solo. The only real way you can solo Doomsday is with a tank character, and even then, it's much easier with, let's say, a fire tank, and with an atomic tank. Let's say I struggle a lot against Doomsday. So for Doomsday, I would fight him with a fire tank, with an earth tank, but with an atomic tank, not so much. But it's probably just me not. I'm probably just not used enough to playing with atomic. Well, sometimes you can fight Doomsday and not die, but if you don't do enough damage. So I could see maybe a healer fighting Doomsday, but not really do any progress in trying to defeat him. With a fire tank, you can survive a Doomsday well enough, and you can do a bit of damage. So yeah, so personally, if I was to solo Doomsday, I would do it with a fire tank, and not so much with. I wouldn't solo him with my Multiverse character. 339, yeah. Doomsday's combat rating is 339, but it's also 339 for a full group of players. So even if, like, right now I'm at 348, and I am still no match really for Doomsday. At least I don't think I am. Evil Booster Gold did not try to pick up our friend. We'll be here next week, Sugarman. Don't worry about it. Well, Ice Tank is easy, simpler, I guess, to use. You cycle through your shields, and you heal yourself a bit, and you should be fine with an Ice Tank. With a Fire Tank, what I like is that you heal yourself a lot. So even though you take a lot of damage with your Fire Tank, you heal yourself so much that basically you heal yourself more than faster than you take damage. So that's the one thing I really like about the Fire Tank. For the Earth Tank, I basically Brick. It does a good job keeping you alive. Thank you. Good night, Sugarman.
For my sake.
So let's see what we have. We have Hawk Girl and Merc. The evil Merc.
You can do better than that.
Oh yeah, Guardian Angel is asking about the Invincible series. From what I understand, they only signed to do season 2, and if I'm not mistaken, season 3 as well for Invincible. So they were really happy with the result, and it was real well received. So yeah, we should see more Invincible. And the one thing I didn't like about Invincible was the character of Ember. They made her really, really unlikable. You have to wonder what Invincible sees in her. But it was pretty close to the comics, and the liberty they took actually kind of improved the story a bit. Again, the one exception is Ember. Ember is the one thing where they really messed up, I think. There might be something else that I forget. But overall, some of the scenes were really good. There's some scenes they've added, like basically, spoiler alert, the Omni-Man ends up into, let's say, another dimension, and then he beats the crap of everyone in there. And that was a pretty awesome sequence that wasn't really in the comics. Like, it was implied in the comics, but we never really saw that sequence. And in the animated series, we did see the sequence. So it was a pretty good, pretty nice improvement on the comics. Yeah, we should get season 2, and again, I'm pretty sure they've already signed for season 3 as well. So yeah, Invincible should be there for a while. And also, we even saw it with the comics. Like, there's those compendiums that I could have bought on Amazon for like $25 each, before, like last year. And at the time, I was a foolish fool. I thought, nah, I won't buy them right away. I'll wait a bit. And now they're twice as much. So the price for the Invincible comics pretty way increased. I would say thanks to the popularity of the TV show. And my guess is that the popularity of the TV show drove the demand up. And now the price for the comics are going up as well. And we're talking about a series that no longer has any new comics. So I can already imagine if Invincible still had an ongoing series, it would probably have done like with Walking Dead. It would probably have exploded at this point. Guardian Angel is asking, do you think Thrag will show up for the second season? I'm trying to remember. They seem to be pretty much following the trade paperbacks. Like the first season was basically the first trade paperback, the first 4 issues. Is it 4 issues? Or is it 12? Anyway, basically they seem to be following the trade paperbacks. No, the first 4 issues, trying to remember when he actually fights his father. I seem to recall he fights his father like in issue 12 or 13. So that seems to be like the first 12 or 13 issues. So I'm trying to remember. It's been a long time since I read those comics, so I barely remember what happened in the second trade paperback. But yeah, at some point we'll see. I suspect we'll see pretty much everything we saw in the comics. Hello, Witchman. Sadly, we're pretty much we've been going on for a while, so we'll probably stop it here. So, guys, if you have any questions, another 2, 3, 5 minutes maybe. Let's say a little thank you to everyone. Let's give them a little bow because we can. So next week, let's try to see if there's anything special coming up next week. I have no idea what the bonus week will be next week at this point, so that will probably influence what we'll do next week. We might try to play Throne of the Dead again, and maybe Gods and Monsters again, to see if maybe some of you guys will be lucky and get some of us got the Phoenix. I didn't notice if anyone got the back piece. It doesn't matter. If we get it, we get it. If we don't, it's all right. We'll get it next time. And let's see if there's anything special in the announcement section I should mention. I guess not. Thank you, Guardian Angel. Much appreciated. Thank you, Multiman. Thank you, Witchman. Thank you, Heobart. Thank you, Neotropic. Outlook. Sorry. Let me go back a bit in the chat. Oh, you're welcome, Outjoke. Glad. What's the fastest way to get source marks? The only real fast way I can think of right now is if you go to custom play. At some point, some people were playing the first Fortress of Solitude 3, I think. So at some point, people were playing the Sunstone Matrix over and over and over. Basically, it's a mission that you can play in roughly 5 minutes if you have a good group. So they would play and replay that mission every 5 minutes, and that is, as far as I can tell, that is the best way to be able to get source marks fast. If there's another way, I didn't find it just yet, but I haven't done it myself. Let's take a look at looking for group. I wouldn't be surprised if. So you can see here, our friend Slim is asking like DPS or Fortress of Solitude 3 spam. So basically, that's what people are doing. They're spamming and spamming in the Fortress of Solitude mission, and that is how they're earning a lot of source marks very quick. Oh crap! It's a multiverse of the Batman or Batman verse. And you'll notice sometimes, like we can see here, our friend Bartholomew doesn't have a belt. Sometimes DCUO does that. Sometimes we don't have a cape. And our friend the Multiverse Man made a pretty good Magnus Robot Fighter. I love that comic. It's been literally decades since I read it, though. Oh, your Berthon sold it, so I assume you're at least 10 million richer. So good for you. Thank you, Guardian Angel. Thank you, Cryptic Crusader. So we're pretty much done for today, guys. So next week, we'll probably play again the Throne of the Dead. We'll probably play again the Gods and Monsters. And we will probably play some bounties. I'm not sure if we'll play the Flashpoint bounties. We might go back and play maybe the Wonderverse bounties or maybe the Legion bounties. Actually, we did play the Legion bounties last week, I think. So yeah, next time we might decide to play the Wonderverse bounties. I guess we'll see next week. Again, also it will depend on what the bonus week will be next week. So guys, thank you very much for being here. Thanks to everyone who came to play with us. It's always appreciated. Thanks to everyone who came into the chat. Chatting with you guys is always awesome. And thank you to everyone who watched the stream. And so we are just about to cross 22,000 subscribers. And guys, I have to say thank you. Also, another milestone we crossed was 7 million views. So as was mentioned, the channel is growing slowly but surely, and it's all thanks to you guys. So thank you.